Jess? Jess, is that you, Jess?
It's me.
Oh my God.
It's been forever.
It's been forever. What's going on, Jess?
What's up, Kev?
So, we've been gone for a while.
I know. I think we have to apologize to all of our, listeners who have been faithful.
Yes. So we're gonna kind of go over a little of what's kind of been going on.
What's kept us away.
It kind of wasn't. It wasn't our control, but in a lot of ways it wasn't too. So to do a show like this every week, you have to be able to mentally be here. And I know for me, in my case, I don't think I was able to do that at that point.
Yeah, I don't think I was either. There's just been so much going on, and it's been a long, rough couple of months, actually. When we first started this, maybe like a week or two in, things just started happening. And we kept persistent with it, but then it just became too much. And as much as we want to do this every week, like Kev said, we need to be here mentally, and it just hasn't happened.
So, in my case, if you follow me on Twitter or you follow, the Instas, you are aware of what's kind of been going on in my world. My mother was recently diagnosed with early onset aggressive breast cancer. Is that correct?
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right.
I don't know about the early onset part.
That's what my sister said, so
we're going with that.
Yeah,
okay.
Right. When we first out, she says it's echoing. Great.
Sorry, we have Smalls who listens faithfully every time we record a show. She says we're echoing. Is it better?
We're trying. We're having some technical glitches with this soundboard, so I think that's going to end up having to be replaced. Start a GoFundMe for that too. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so we're going to divulge more into Kevin's mom's diagnosis and kind of what's been going on, but I just want to do a shout out to the GoFundMe. If you guys follow the podcast on Twitter or Instagram, or if you follow us personally on any of our pages, we have been posting. We are doing a GoFundMe. Kevin's sister actually started it for his mom to cover any, insurance costs, since she does pay out of pocket for her insurance. We're trying to, get enough money together to possibly pay that for a few months in advance, and any other procedures that might not be covered by insurance. We're going to need, some help with that. So check out the GoFundMe. Every little bit helps.
Yes.
Share it. That's always great. If we can make it go viral and, have tons of people looking at it and tons of people contributing, that would be awesome. And of course, well wishes and prayers are always welcome.
Yes. I don't know why I'm so low. Trying to work out our technical glitches here. So when we first found out that there was something going on,
it sucked because we had to wait a long time.
It was kind of crazy because we waited almost a month to find out for sure what exactly was happening, and it was very stressful. If you follow me on Twitch, then you know that almost a year and 3 months ago I lost my father to cancer. So to kind of be going through this, waiting period again, it took a lot out of me, and I happen to be very close with my mom. I'm not saying I wasn't close with my father, but my father and I had a strange relationship.
It was a roller coaster of a relationship.
Right. And so to have this be my mom was right away you hear cancer, you automatically think the worst, right? And then I kind of knew from having friends who unfortunately have passed from cancer, the next step would be, okay, so they did the mammogram, Then they were going to do a biopsy, and then they were going to do a PET scan. So the biopsy was, is it cancer? And then it came back it was. And then, okay, so now we know that it's breast cancer. Breast cancer is very treatable at this time. I guess scientifically, right? What do I know? I was sitting there telling my mother, off with the tit, But, so...
I think there are different variables. In your mom's case, the tumor is quite large.
Okay.
So they probably want to try and shrink it first.
Right, I think that's what they're working on now.
For those of you who don't know, I work in this field. I work for a cancer screening program. We provide free breast, cervical, and colorectal cancer screenings for men and women who don't have insurance. So, and I've been... Thanks, Kelly. I've been in this field for like almost 3 years now, so I know a lot about this. And, so knowing everything that's happening and hearing it happen to your best friend's mom is like...
Who everybody loves.
Right.
So it's like, nobody who meets my mother is like, she's a bitch.
This is the kind of woman Kevin's mom is. When Kevin and I were dating many moons ago, which I don't know, people who aren't listening from our first show, Kevin and I dated when we were 17 and 18 years old. So a really long time ago. And
eons ago.
We only dated for 2 months, but even though we weren't together long, his mom made it a point to pull me aside one day and tell me that Kevin was raised to treat women with respect. And if at any point in time he disrespected me, that I should let her know and she will take care of it. That's just a little, that's just showing you what type of a woman this is. She's awesome. She takes no shit. She will kick your ass.
Yeah. She's gotten a little,
soft in her old age?
Yeah, she's gotten a little soft. But don't tell her that. Let her think she has the power.
Right.
It's all part of the game, you see. You gotta let them think they have the power.
She's just an amazing woman. I mean,
her saying that kind of like looking back at where what I've done in my life explains so much. Like, I was raised to respect women. Like, you have no idea, Mom. No idea.
And neither do our listeners. Anyway,
but maybe one day we'll touch on that topic.
I mean, even till this day, Kevin's mom will just randomly text me and be like, "Thank you for taking care of him."
I mean, let's face it. If I didn't have you on my ass, I would probably, okay, I give you a lot of credit, but I got to give a couple other people some credit too. Like,
of course,
if I didn't have Sal coming over and being like, "Yo, your house is a shithole," and I'm like looking around, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess it is," and it's not that listen, I'm lazy, I'm not going to deny it, but the point is, I get tired. Like
I laugh because although I love this man sitting across from me with all my heart, he is the laziest person I've ever met in my life.
If I could do anything in a chair, I would. Like, there used to be a running joke, like with my friend Jerry, where he would say, "You never get off the chair. Like, you can literally do everything from a chair." And I'm like, yeah, I would like to. Ultimately,
as much as we'd all like to do things from chairs, sometimes we need to get up.
I guess. But no, so another thing about like my mom that I think gets I don't want to say overlooked because it's definitely not overlooked. When I was 16, right, my mom's friend had a situation with her nephew where he was in a bad spot with his parents, and his parents were addicts, and they were in bad ways, and it was looking like he was gonna end up in like foster care or whatever. My mom ended up looking after this this kid, and it's funny that we're actually talking about him today.
Because it's his birthday.
Because it's his birthday and he just turned 20. We've literally known him, like, he's been in our lives since he was 7 months old.
Kevin's mom took a 7-month-old baby who had crappy parents and raised him as her own son.
Yep.
Until this day, Vincent lives with Renee, calls her mom, Kevin and Joni's little brother, and that's just the type of woman she is. Like, this was a woman who had 2 grown children already. She was done pretty much, you know what I'm saying? And she was older. But she was like, no, this baby has nowhere to go. He has someplace to go now.
It was the blue eyes, I think, that did him in.
He was cute.
He was. And then he got older, and then he got mouthy.
Right. Now he's not so cute anymore.
Yeah.
And he's 20 years old today.
Yep. Happy birthday, Vin.
Happy birthday, Vin.
And, you know, the scary part to me, like, when I would think about how this situation can go, and I don't think that way anymore, because right now we're doing the chemo. She started chemo on Friday.
She did have her first bout of chemo. We've also, you know, there's a little more going on. They did the PET scan, and there was a spot on one of her vertebrae that we just biopsied on Thursday.
Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday?
Yep, Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday, and we are waiting for results on that. So that's kind of like, we're kind of still in limbo, even though we know she has cancer. She did start the chemo, but we're in limbo now, because if that spot turns out to be cancer, then it's a game changer.
Right. It's not necessarily a death sentence, but it will. It'll be something that they have to monitor, and they'll, you know...
And that'll probably have to have a separate type of treatment, maybe some radiation, or...
I believe they said they were going to do radiation regardless, maybe like 2 treatments of radiation on that spot. But it's also possible with the chemo that it'll shrink that spot. And
or keep it, or not let it grow. Right. Because if it is cancer, we don't want it spreading anyplace else.
Right.
But anyone who knows anything about cancer is... You know, she has breast cancer. If the spot on her spine turns out to be cancer, then it's already metastasized and it's automatically stage 4, which nobody really wants to hear, nobody really wants to deal with. But still, the doctors are optimistic.
Right. They're not. They sounded. We spoke to the doctor on Friday. I went with her to the first chemo treatment. We spoke to the doctor on Friday, and she sounded a bit more optimistic, kind of, than she did the first time, the last time we went.
Okay.
So, and then we gotta talk about that lawyer, because we haven't really had a chance to talk about that lawyer.
I actually told my mom. Okay, so a little more backstory here. My mother is the manager of the cancer center at Maimonides here in Brooklyn, where Kevin's mom is being treated.
It's all coincidence, by the way. This is not like...
Right, Kevin's mom made the appointment not knowing that this is where my mom worked.
Right.
And when I found out that that's where she was going, I was like, oh, awesome. Okay, great.
This wasn't by design. This, I believe, was all God's plan.
Right. Okay, so I spoke to my mom about the lawyer. Okay. Kevin's mom spoke with a free lawyer while she was having her chemo treatment.
So...
on Friday.
Even more backstory here. This is kind of why, like, if you think about this. So here's how this all went down. Mom gets goes to the doctor. They tell her, we want to send you to have a mammogram and a biopsy, because, you know.
Well, not a biopsy, a sonogram.
Oh, right. And then so that's happening, right? And then she gets a letter in the mail from her insurance that, because of the cost of living increase, my mom is on a fixed income of my father's Social Security, which I believe is like $1,200 a month or something like that, which is nothing. It's nothing, right? You can't live off of $1,200 a month in New York City. If you do, you're
good for you.
Fucking genius.
Please let me know how you do that.
Right, please. And anybody who says that you can, or, you know, oh, you budget or whatever,
no,
fuck off. Anyway, so she gets this letter in the mail stating that now, because of this cost of living increase that hit in January, thank you, resident of the White House, the extra $49 a month that she gets for the cost of living increase, right? $49 a month. That comes out to a little like $500 a year. $500 extra a year. Thank you so much, government.
Now she's no longer eligible for Medicaid.
For free Medicaid. So now she has to pay, right?
$400 a month.
Right. So the cost of living increase, gone. Right. So now she has that.
I want to say so much right now, but I'm not turning this into a political post. I'm just not doing it. Okay. So now
I'm treading very lightly on that.
So now on top of rent, electric, cable, basic necessities of life, she now has to pay an extra $400 a month, which she doesn't have.
Right.
Which Kevin and his sister had to scramble this month to pay the bill.
She had to get rid of her car because she couldn't afford it anymore.
Right.
Right? This is what people don't understand, and I don't want to turn this into a political conversation either, but what people have to understand about genuine people who are living on fixed incomes, you're not sitting there just collecting money, free money or whatever. Things still have to get paid. There are people who take advantage of the system who, say they have no money and they get all these things or whatever, and they're full of shit. But the people who work hard all their lives and who are honest, hardworking people are the ones that get screwed by the government and Medicaid and all the other shit. Because if you turn around and you actually tell the truth, they're like, oh, you don't meet the criteria. But anybody can walk into a Social Security office or a Medicaid office or a welfare office with a letter stating that you don't have any income and you get all this assistance.
Dare I say, off the boat from another country? Let's not go there.
Right.
Okay, we're not going to turn this into a political podcast because I think it's going to piss a lot of people off. But anyway,
I think a lot of people might agree with us.
So after speaking to my mom a little bit about Kevin's mom's insurance issues, she suggested that Kevin's mom speak with a social worker at the cancer center, which she did.
Right.
Who instructed her to try and get on a spend down program, and I'm not really going to get into too much detail about what that is, but it's pretty much to help her not have to pay for insurance. Okay, great. So the lawyer comes to talk to her while she's having chemo. They offer, a free lawyer, whatever, that you can talk to for advice. And she got a little snippy.
She was very rude, very unprofessional. I don't remember her name because I would 100% shout her out as being the rudest bitch in the world.
And my mom said you should let the social worker know.
I plan
about
that. That will happen.
So this is kind of what's been going on. As you can see, it's been a really long and nerve-wracking and stressful situation. It's,
Now, the reason I wanted to discuss this is not, just to turn around and have you guys feel bad for us or whatever. I want to kind of spread awareness that this is what people, go through and even though you're not the person who's battling the cancer or whatever, there's still, struggles and worries and stuff like that. When I would think about how, the PET scan could go, if we found out that it had spread and, it was, worse than...
It was, everywhere.
Right. The thought of that alone I would lay in bed and my chest would start getting tight. Now, I'm not ashamed to say I am heavy. So right away, I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm having a heart attack. But I know I'm not because I know that it's anxiety because I've had anxiety before. And it's gripping. It grips you and it tries to break you. And it's just I know I'm not sitting there having a heart attack. But yet I'm sitting there saying, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. Every freaking night for 2 weeks. And it would it was the thought of, when my dad passed away, I'd be sitting here sometimes by myself, and I would be thinking man, I'm never going to hear my father's voice again. I'm never going to hear that southern drawl, I'm never going to argue with him again. I mean, we had stupid arguments, but we also had fun arguments that, would turn... Why do you watch CSI so damn much, or whatever, or NCIS? NCIS was his show. He probably watched that show more than anybody. I think he could knew all the episodes backwards and forwards. It's ridiculous.
Kind of like me with the Golden Girls.
Okay, yeah, maybe. I remember.
Which was a show we didn't talk about when we talked about TV shows that time, which I can't even believe. We're going to have to do that again.
That's on you. That's on you, Home Chuck. So, it's very stressful to sit and worry about my mom and to then get up every day and go to work and then have to explain to my boss, like, look, I'm going to have to take, there might be days where I might have to bow out for a couple of hours or whatever. And so far to his, what's the...
credit?
Yeah, there you go. That's the word I was thinking of. To his credit, he's been understanding and yeah. But for the most part, it's been, just really, really stressful. And my sister's been, my sister has, I don't want to say stepped up because I don't think that's the right word, but my sister's been great. She's been able, she took my mom when she could, and, there were times where it wasn't working out, and it fell on me to go and take her and stuff. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's a family effort. But I'll say this much. When you go through something like this, you learn who your friends are, because your friends are the ones who text you, hey, how's mom doing? And
oh, you mean like me? What time's the appointment today? What's happening?
Right, every day. Does she have any appointments this week?
What time?
And majority of the time, the answer is
I don't know.
There you go. Because it's overwhelming, and that's why, like, when they say you need to have somebody go with you to an appointment, they're not lying. You need somebody with you. Because if you're the patient and you're getting told all this information,
and you're getting told that you have cancer, chances are once you hear the words "you have cancer," your ears are going to shut off. Your mind's going to start thinking about 100 other things.
Right.
You're not going to be paying attention to what the doctor's telling you. It is so important to go with someone when they have to hear this stuff.
And in all honesty, it's important to go with somebody who can keep a clear head, because I'm not going to lie. When I went the first time with my mom, what was it, last week? I think it was? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was a little overwhelming for me because I didn't want to ask a question that would worry her more. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to go, so what stage is this in? And then if she hears stage 4, she's going to automatically think, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Well, according to the lawyer, it's stage 3B.
Anyway.
But we're not going to go by that because the doctor didn't tell you that.
Right. So when she said it was stage 3B, I said, well, I don't know what that means. And her answer to me, I'll be nice. I will be nice. I won't say the word that I would normally say.
Smalls, are we still echoing?
Please say no. I'll cut that out in post. No, I have a feeling that the soundboard is crapping out because it's just there's Behringer did not make a very good soundboard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm extremely disappointed because it's not that old.
It froze. So you're not hearing us at all? Well, you got to be hearing us if you answer the question.
Yeah, no, the stream health should be fine. Yeah, good stream health. We haven't had anything. I think it's on. You know what? I think it's on Smalls' end because everything freezes for her. When she watches my streams,
that's because she has cable vision.
Well, it also depends on where in the house she is compared to where the router is.
She needs BIOS.
Well, that's beside the point.
Smalls get BIOS. Okay, anyway.
Back to the topic. And you know what? Actually, I kind of like the fact that we're using this time to catch up because I haven't seen you.
Right. We usually try to hang out at least like every other week or something, but things have just been, like, aside from doing the podcast, and things have just been crazy on both ends. We had gone to Pennsylvania overnight a couple of weeks ago together to see my niece
with Chris.
With Chris. With my husband. we went to go see my sister who lives out there with her wife and their kids. My nieces are very heavily involved in color guard, and for those of you who don't know what that is groups of people who throw flags and rifles and swords in the air to different songs, and they have a great show this year. They're in 2 different groups because my 2 younger nieces are in our Lunar Cadets, go Cadets, and my oldest niece is in Moxie Guard. She is 13 and she's in this guard with like all these 16, 17, 18-year-olds. She's one of the youngest, and she's awesome.
It was actually really exciting.
It was. I'm not going to lie. I almost lost it a few times watching them perform. So we were in PA, and we had planned on doing the show from PA, but we ended up staying at my sister's house way later than we thought. By the time we got back to the hotel room, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. Nobody was doing a podcast.
Yeah, no. We just wanted to sit in the room, eat ice cream.
And chill out for a little while.
I don't think anybody's ever walked into a Wawa station and spent like $10 on ice cream.
Oh, I'm sure it's happened.
True.
But you should know it was like not like a pint of ice cream. It was like several different types of like novelty ice cream.
Good humor, freaking cones.
Choco tacos.
Choco tacos.
I wish I had a Choco taco right now.
Word.
I had Carvel last night. Don't
did you?
Me. I did. Allie went and got it.
Nice.
It was good. So it's
And you were by Walmart yesterday. You went to the Walmart in Long Island?
Yeah, I had Dippin' Dots.
I don't know what that is.
They're good.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. But you were in Long Island, right?
Right.
In Walmart,
mm-hmm.
At Walmart.
I wasn't at the Walmart by Sonic.
Oh.
I was out further. I was in Westbury.
All right, never mind.
By Roosevelt Field.
Never mind then.
I tried to go to Shake Shack. It wasn't a thing.
I've been to Shake Shack. There's one in
I've never been to Shake Shack. There's one in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's actually...
By Atlantic Avenue, by Barclay.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
There's one... It's not far from Barclays, no.
No, it's right there.
There's one by the courthouse. By where we met up that time for that thing that you were...
Oh, is there? I don't know. I don't really know that area. I just worked there.
Literally, if you would have... Like, you know how it kind of like forks off and you're like by like the Fulton Mall?
Mm-hmm.
It's literally right on the corner there.
I need to have it. I want frozen custard. Just saying.
I don't know what that is. I don't know
what
a lot of
self-explanatory. Frozen custard.
Well, I don't know what custard is. What's custard?
It's like pudding, but like different.
Ugh. Frozen pudding?
It's like soft serve ice cream.
All right, I'm good with that.
But it's like, I think it's like a little thicker.
Okay.
Like we had in Wildwood.
Okay. Okay, yes.
That's frozen custard. Okay.
So like Custard King?
Right.
That makes so much sense. Wow. You just like blew
Mind
my childhood.
blown?
You blew my childhood like to bits and pieces. So what's been going on in your neck of the woods? How's the boy?
The boy is good, but I'm just going to put it out there, and he's going to hate me when he's older and he listens to these. He's having poop problems.
We all have poop problems.
What I think is happening is that he realizes when he gets constipated that it hurts when he poops. So now when he has to poop, he holds it in, and he causes himself to be constipated.
Right.
And then when he finally goes, he can't stop going, and then he gets a diaper rash.
Kind of sounds like me.
So we went to Walmart yesterday, and we bought a potty.
Oh, okay.
And we are going to try and start potty training this boy. For those of you who don't know, my son is almost 4, and he still wears diapers.
And listen, I know my coworker has a friend who has a daughter who's I think 4 and is still in diapers. No attempt to.
Well, I for one am tired of changing diapers.
However, in your case, it's different because you have you have a child who's a little delayed.
Yeah. Again, for those of you listening and don't know, my son is special. He's little, so there are no official diagnoses, but He was diagnosed with mild to moderate symptoms of autism when he was just before 2 years old. He wasn't speaking. He has a severe speech delay, so he's about 18 months behind. So right now, he is talking more than he ever was, but he's more on the level of a 2-year-old. So
right.
we're just working on like 3-word and 4-word sentences now instead of like 1-word commands where he's like cookie. Right. Now we're trying to say I want a cookie.
Right.
So we're working on that. It's working. He loves to sing. He sings every song and memorizes every song that he hears. And he was subtracting yesterday.
Was he?
So he likes the song 5 Little Ducks. Mm-hmm. You know, like 5 little ducks went out one day. Okay. So, you know, the mama duck quack, 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 and then only 4 little ducks came back. So he lined up 5 Legos and started singing the song. And when each little duck didn't come back, he took a Lego and threw it.
Wow.
And then he would count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then proceed with the song all the way until there were no more Legos and no more little ducks.
Right.
So even though he's having like these challenges, it's really like he learns, and he, you know, and he's not only repeating things that he hears on the shows that he watches at home, he is also like singing songs that they play in school. Like there's a song they play at the end of the day, and he sings it when he comes home, and it's awesome. So he hasn't really shown interest in potty training. Like, we ask him if he goes to the bathroom, and he won't tell us. So speaking with his school psychologist, they kind of told us if he's not showing interest, then don't even bother. But at this point, he's starting, like, if I ask him if he poops, he'll say no. Or he'll be like, did you poop? He'll just kind of ask me, and I'm like, no, did you poop? He's saying bathroom and stuff like that. So we're going to try. I don't know if it's going to work. I hope it does, because like I said, he's like 45 pounds, and it's getting really hard to wrestle with him to change his diaper. But we'll see what happens. And that's pretty much, I mean, other than like just stuff with like...
Is he really going to be 4
He's going to be 4 in June.
Jesus. Wow.
And we're going to Sesame Street.
Nice. I've never been there.
Never
been to Disney either.
I can't even believe you've never been to Disney. We have to do that, but that is like, I mean, so expensive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, you can do it cheaper if you don't want to stay like at like the more like.
But it's really not that much cheaper because it's still astronomically expensive to get into the parks, and it's still. You still have to eat. Like, at that point, if you're going to spend all that money, then you might as well spend the extra couple of grand and stay on site.
True.
But if we go to Disney, we have to take Smalls.
Yes.
Right, Smalls?
Yes. And Chris can wheel her around.
I'm sure he'll love that. We'll have to take turns.
Chris can wheel her around. Anyway, but no, like, so we're kind of using this episode, like, for us to catch up and for you guys to kind of get a glimpse of what we deal with because, you know, we're all human beings. Life gets in the way, and, you know, as much as we look, eventually. So our plan eventually is for us to move in together. Me,
yes.
You, Chris, and Angelo.
Hashtag non-traditional family. A lot of people might think that that's weird. And I don't really care.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Everyone's like, don't you want your privacy? And I'm like, but...
We can have our privacy.
Why can't I have my privacy? I'm not saying we're all going to share a bedroom. This is not going to be a polyamorous relationship.
Right. It's not.
This is just... us. This is friends being there for one another.
Right.
Pretty much. I mean, we know that we want to stay close by no matter what.
Right.
So why not just get a big place and share it?
Right. And we don't want to do it living in New York. So eventually there's going to be a move.
Right. Probably within the next year.
The reality is it's retardedly expensive to live in New York. And anybody who says otherwise
makes $100,000 a year or better.
Right. And we don't want to talk to you.
Listen, New York is great. I get it, like, culturally. Everyone, I get why people would want to come here. However, having lived here my whole life, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Right, and I was just gonna say, like, you know, we've grown up here. We've done the big city thing. I want to live in the country where it takes 15 minutes to get to a Walmart or something, where my neighbors know who I am and they're going to say, hey, how are you? I was actually just talking to my sister's ex, and she's living out in Iowa now, and she was saying how people actually stop and say hello to you with a smile on their face, right? So I was like,
I feel like you get that pretty much anywhere outside of New York.
But you know what the funny thing is, having lived in New York, that's fighting words. Hey, how are you? Yo, what do you want? what do you want? You want something? You want something? Why are you talking to me? You know, we don't play that.
I don't think we'll be going quite as far as Iowa.
I want to get.
I have an interesting story about Iowa that somebody told me.
I want to get the fuck out of here. Done with New York.
We're probably going to end up in PA, let's be realistic.
Yeah, so. But even still, it's like, I don't want to be in a big city. I don't want to live where, you know, if I could, like, when I lived in Florida, it was not a big city. I could walk maybe a half a mile, and I was down by, like, the water, and just, like, relax, you know? Excuse me. I don't want to be around 1,000 fucking people just to get down the block.
No, I agree. I don't want to be around 1,000 people either. But I don't necessarily know if I want to be far from the bigger city.
That's where you and I differ. Like when we were driving back from PA, not last time, the time before, where we ended up in the back roads.
When we were literally in a cornfield that time?
Yes. Look, corn. Look, a tree. Yes, that's what I would love to have. I had this wild dream earlier this morning, and I don't know why. I don't remember who was in the dream. I think you were there, and we were like, you were in the back seat, which is never going to happen, of the car that we were driving in. Somebody was driving. We were going up this big ass hill, and it was literally like you looked like you were going up into the sky because it was like that high and steep, and it was crazy. They have hills like that in Philly, by the way.
Okay.
Because my dad and I one time when we went to Philly, we turned down like the street, and my father's like, "Whoa." He's like, I gotta go slow because you can like it was like that. It was freaking crazy, like 45 fucking degree angle. It's wild. But yeah, I want to get out of here.
That's definitely the plan. There's some things in the works. Once we're living together, doing a podcast weekly will definitely not be an issue.
Right.
We might even be able to get 2 shows a weekend. Who knows?
Right.
But we have some exciting things coming up, I think. We're getting ready to purchase some concert tickets.
Yeah, that's going to be dope.
We're doing a weekend of concerts.
It was funny. You were like, we should get the tickets for Slipknot and Heart. And I'm like, Heart's touring with Slipknot?
Oh my God, I told Chris that and he totally started cracking up. I'm like, think about what you just said. Would Heart be touring with Slipknot? No.
I knew what I was saying, obviously.
Unfortunately, as much as I would love to see Slipknot, I don't want to sit through the 3 other bands that they're playing with, so we will not be seeing Slipknot this year.
Oh, that's right. We said that.
This year, we will be seeing Heart and Joan Jett.
Okay.
Oh, and Elle King, which I'm a little... Elle King.
Who's that?
She's... You know the song X's and O's? X's and O's. No?
Nope.
Okay. Well, anyway, she's another artist, but we'll be seeing that, obviously, and then the very next night we're doing. I said we're doing a weekend of concerts.
Right.
The very next night we're going to be seeing Korn and Alice in Chains.
I'm fucking so stoked for that.
I'm super excited about that too. I'm very excited about Heart. I've always wanted to see them, and I love all of their songs.
But come on, Joan Jett.
I know, and Joan Jett. Who doesn't want to see Joan Jett?
That's like seeing fucking Pat Benatar and Blondie.
Word.
Which, didn't we just establish that we were both at that same concert?
We were, in Coney Island.
And didn't even know.
I know.
Wild.
but I'm super excited about Korn and Alice in Chains.
Hell yeah.
Very excited. That should be a good show.
Yeah.
And the venue we're going to see them at is like near Philly, so we're going to just pretty much spend a weekend in Philly and see some concerts.
There we go.
Works for me.
Are we getting lawn seats for that too?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be renting chairs. Cat attack.
We were attacked by a cat. Aww.
So
Kevin's mean to his cats.
I am not mean to my cats.
You are.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not. This is basically us. Like,
yeah, I mean, listen, this might not have had specific topic for this, podcast this week, but
no,
we just wanted to catch up.
Right, and we want to be as authentic as possible because this is who we are, and I didn't really want to spend an entire hour talking about how, worrying about my mom possibly dying of cancer, which she's not going to, because my mother's already said she's been fighting for years. She was saying how when she was going to court for Vincent, she's like I win, and I'm like, yeah, you do. She's like, and I'm going to beat this.
Yeah, she is.
She's
a stubborn broad. Let me tell you.
Broad.
And she's a strong lady. I don't have any doubts that she's going to kick cancer's ass.
Yeah, fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer.
Hashtag fuck cancer. Damn it, we should end it on that. But no, we got another 20 minutes.
But yeah, I mean, when Kevin first came to me and said, hey, you want to do a podcast? And I was like, sure. And he was like, well, what do you think it should be? I said, I think it should be me and you having a conversation because that's entertaining as fuck.
Right.
And it is.
Right.
And this is pretty much what we do. Even though we try to have some sort of structure and do topics every week, I think it's cool for you guys to kind of just chill with us, which is pretty much what you're doing today. Have a conversation with us, listen to the crazy shit that we talk about, because we talk about crazy shit.
And let me tell you, and I'm not, I don't want to really throw this out there, but I'm going to. This is kind of tame.
Oh yeah, we're very tame because we're live, and God, we don't know who's listening.
Right, and y'all ain't ready for this.
Right.
Swear to God, y'all ain't ready for this.
And this is going to be recorded and saved in cyberspace forever.
Right.
It could come back to haunt us one day.
Right. It could be like be like R. Kelly.
Oh God. Well, I don't think we're that bad.
We're not going to be that bad. We definitely don't have people.
We're not pedophiles.
We're not pedophiles. We don't have people locked in the basement. I can't lock anybody further than here because I'm in a basement.
We are in a dungeon.
Yep.
We're in Kevin's man cave.
It is a man cave.
It's
a dope fucking man cave.
It is a man cave.
And come on, you can't lie. It's dope.
And no matter where we move, Kevin has to have a man cave.
Goddamn right. I've lived here for 4 years on my own. And I'm going to be giving up kind of giving up privacy in a way. So I need to have my...
But
my
again, it's not... I guess in some aspect we'd both be giving up some kind of privacy. Well, you more than me because I don't really have any privacy now either. But...
I think you're going to find that you're going to have a lot more privacy than you think.
Oh, I think I'm going to have more privacy because Angelo's going to have his own room.
Right.
And we're all going to have our own space.
Right.
I'm not really worried about it.
I'm not. And I wouldn't do it if I didn't, there's certain friends that I have that I would not move in with.
We won't mention any names.
There's a lot of names to mention, so we won't. It's just... There's certain people that you can't I'm not messy, I'm not dirty, but I'm not the cleanest person either.
You're not messy?
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me retract. I'm not dirty.
You're a little dirty.
I'm not dirty.
Do we forget when you had both the couches and they were catty cornered and there was that
space?
But
we don't need to talk about that.
Okay. Well then let's a little bit.
I said I'm messy.
But here's the thing.
That's messy, not dirty.
I'm not worried about Kevin's dirt. Want to know why?
Because she's going to clean it.
No, because I'm going to ensure that everybody cleans their shit.
Right. The supposed...
The chore chart.
The supposed chore chart.
We discussed having a chore chart
for
when we lived together.
You discussed it. I laughed.
Listen, I think with 3 adults living together, I think there should be a chore chart.
Why don't we just make a chore chart and put Chris's name on it?
Because I don't think that he would appreciate that too much.
No, I know. I'd have to pick up the husbandry.
You know what? It's not even. It's really not even so much as having a chore chart. It's kind of like clean up after yourself.
I mean, listen, you're living with other people. If I'm gonna have if my space is messy upstairs, that's on me. But I gotta clean that.
Right. Listen, if you want your room to be a pigsty, I could care less. That's your room. But as far as common areas, bathrooms, living rooms, kitchens, I think we should all chip in to keep those clean.
I agree. I agree.
Again, we're gonna have a 4-year-old walking around.
Right. We'll have Chris clean.
Chris doesn't clean.
All right, so you'll clean.
Chris.
I win.
We'll have to talk more about this.
Oh,
everyone just expects that because I'm the woman, I'll be doing the cooking, the cleaning, and the laundry.
No.
Which I won't mind.
Wait,
but then you and Chris have to support the household. I'm gonna stay home then.
The cooking, I definitely think that would be something that you should do. Not should do. I don't want to sound like a complete chauvinist asshole. Not should do, but I mean, let's face it. What the fuck do I know how to cook?
Yeah,
macaroni and cheese.
I'm not eating pasta and spaghetti. I mean, spaghetti and ketchup. It's not happening.
There's no. Okay.
It is not happening.
Hold on. Let's go back to that for a second, because I had this conversation the other day with somebody. Right. Yes, I have. I have made macaroni or spaghetti with ketchup. Let me ask you: when you look at a ketchup bottle, right? Mm-hmm. What does it say on there? It says something ketchup, right? Tomato. So I'm technically not wrong. It's still tomato sauce.
It's disgusting.
Have you tried it?
I don't want to.
Hold on. Your mom said that I should make pasta with cream cheese.
Macaroni and cream cheese is awesome sauce.
Why is that okay, but macaroni and ketchup isn't?
Because it just isn't. First of all, you can buy a jar of sauce for less than what a bottle of ketchup would cost.
I guess.
Just saying.
Whatever.
But anyway, I don't mind doing the cooking, but I'm not going to be doing the cooking, the cleanup, and everything else.
No, definitely not.
And I don't do dishes in the sink overnight, so.
No, well.
Because it's gross.
If we go where we're hoping to go, isn't there a dishwasher? I'm just saying.
They don't get lazier than you, boy.
I hate doing dishes. Right?
He hates doing anything that he can't do in the chair.
I hate doing dishes, and I absolutely hate fucking folding laundry.
Oh my god, I hate putting laundry away.
Somebody's got to do it.
You've been putting your own laundry away, bro.
I'll train Angelo to do that.
Yeah, okay.
He'll throw it right in there. That's basically what I do.
There'll be clean laundry all over that.
Have you seen my kitchen? I hang my shit up on a line.
We'll have a dryer.
Yes, that would be awesome too. To have a dryer. I actually considered getting one, like a little, like $200-$300 one for down here, just to I don't know.
Just so that you didn't have to hang your clothes.
Because it all comes out wrinkly, and then I gotta iron them, or not iron them, and just wear wrinkly clothes. I have an iron. I just
do you?
I do, and I actually know how to use it. I think. I guess it's debatable, right? So, have you seen any movies lately that have wowed you? Let's talk about movies.
I haven't really seen any movies. Oh, no, that's not true. I saw Bohemian Rhapsody a few weeks ago.
I've yet to see that.
You need to.
I do need to.
You need to. It was really, really good. And I actually heard that there was going to be a sequel, which I don't know how I feel about it. I mean,
I think they should leave it alone.
It's it was a great movie, but it ended properly.
Right.
I don't want to see his battle with AIDS and his death.
Right. Listen, everybody knows how he died. Everybody knows, if you've seen the movie Dallas Buyers Club, mm-hmm. then you know how AIDS affects you.
Right.
So it doesn't need to be shown again. Freddie Mercury was an amazing talent, and that's what was showcased. He should not be known as Freddie Mercury, the guy from Queen who died of AIDS. He was an amazing talent.
He was an amazing talent.
And
absolutely.
He could control a crowd like nobody, ever. When they did Live Aid,
which is how the movie ended.
That's an amazing feat. You can control an entire fucking crowd.
You listen. If you ever watch old videos of Live Aid, or even when you watch Bohemian Rhapsody and you see the end scene where he's performing at Live Aid, the amount of people that were there, it was incredible. I mean, I couldn't imagine what it would be like to stand up on stage in front of all of those people and sing and have everyone chanting. I mean, it was amazing. It really was. It was an amazing movie.
So I watched a movie last night that I've been dying to watch, which was called Fighting with My Family. and it was based on a wrestler named Paige.
Okay.
Who comes from a wrestling family in England, Norwich, England, and she and her brother get called for a WWE tryout.
Oh, I've seen coming attractions for this. I wanted to see it too. Isn't The Rock is in it? And, well,
Yes.
I mean, there's like a cameo. I don't know if he's in it.
He's in a few scenes.
Okay.
But it was a really good story because, you know, listen, I've learned a little bit about the Knight family and their background, and they have a very tough history. Like those parents, Ricky and Julia Knight, they're tough ass people, man. And I wish they could do a movie based on them because their story alone is inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, seeing what she went through, Paige, to get to where she was. She was the youngest Divas champion in history.
Wow.
Okay, she was 19 or 20 or something like that when she got called up to the main roster the night after WrestleMania and won the Divas title.
Wow.
The night after WrestleMania. That's like the show. So, as you may or may not know, April 7th is WrestleMania, right?
I don't know that.
So on April 8th, they do a show, whether it's, you know, in a local arena or the same arena, right? But it's the craziest crowd ever because everybody's still reeling from, it's WrestleMania has become a weekend event. Like, it starts on Friday where they do the NXT Takeover show,
Mm-hmm.
which is their like kind of minor league. Then they do the Hall of Fame ceremony. Then they do WrestleMania on Sunday, or they'll do the Hall of Fame on Friday and do the NXT on Saturday, and then the WrestleMania show, which is going to take place at where the hell is Giant Stadium now?
Jersey?
Yeah, but what's it called now?
MetLife.
Which they did a couple years ago. They did one there, and everybody is a little disappointed that they haven't decided to do one in Madison Square Garden. But I mean, let's face it, you're not gonna get 100,000 people into Madison Square Garden. It only holds about 17,000.
Imagine if they did it in Yankee Stadium or even Citi Field.
Oh, you're gonna shit on the Mets now? On the Mets?
I'm super excited. Baseball season starting in a week.
I'm really excited because football season is starting in August. I hate baseball.
I have to tell you that I love the Super Bowl because it means we're that much closer to spring training. I hate football.
What?
I just don't. I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. I like baseball. I'm a baseball girl.
That's fine. Just get ready for,
football
Sundays where I'm watching the Giants, probably yelling, "Come on!"
While I cook,
Block him! If you want. I mean,
wings.
I'm not gonna cry over boneless wings.
Boneless wings.
Yes. I'm not gonna cry over that.
Oh Lord, what am I gonna do with you?
I'm a guy. All
Kevin's mom told me that she feels bad for me because I have to, it must be rough to deal with two husbands.
This is true. This is true. And it's going to be even worse for you. Man, you have no idea what you're in store for.
I might run away.
You're not going to run away. If you run away, then we're all screwed.
Exactly. No pressure on me or anything.
Nah, you can handle it.
It's hard thinking for several people.
I can imagine. I can barely think for me.
I'm super stressed.
Yeah.
I know you could barely think for you.
I know.
Why? Exactly. I'm glad we're in agreement.
Well, I've never denied it. I know who I am. I'm comfortable with who I am.
Good for you.
I know that I'm semi-useless. I mean, I'm good with tech. You give me tech,
right?
Fucking gold.
I go to him for all my technical stuff, but don't ask him a math question.
What? No.
Don't ask him a math question.
Oh, deep breath. I get anxiety from math. Instantly. I had this thing at work the other day. We were trying to figure something out for something for work. It's too complicated to explain, and it required a little bit of math. And my boss wanted me to try to figure it out. He's like, "It's simple math," and I'm like, "For you, it's simple math. I'm having fucking anxiety right now." And I was literally like stammering over my words. He was laughing. He was like, are you really like freaking out? I'm like, you don't understand. I can't do this. No. Like if it's simple, it's good. If you throw like a 4.5, then it's like no. All right. So the equation was like for a 1 ton AC unit, it's 12,000 BTUs, right?
Right.
That makes sense. So you multiply 4 if you have a 4 ton unit by 12,000, right? Then you're going to throw a fucking 4.5 at me? I'm
like,
like
4.5 for what though? I don't
like 4.5 tons.
Okay.
So you have a 4.5 ton AC unit. So it's 4. Wait, hold on. All right. You know what? I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Okay.
I legitimately don't want to talk about it.
We'll just leave it at that.
Like, this is what it does. I get flustered. I always did. I don't know how the fuck I passed my GED.
By the grace of God.
By the fucking grace of God and Arthur. My friend Arthur, let me tell you, the guy, the kid, and he knows I feel this way because I actually told him recently when I spoke to him. The kid's dumber than a box of rocks, right? But when it comes to numbers, I guess that's the Jew in him. When it comes to numbers,
what's your excuse then? Not enough Jew?
More Irish. I go with the Irish. Look at the Irish. Check your out.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Word. Happy St. Patty's Day.
I got corned beef and cabbage cooking at home.
I have no beef and cabbage cooking not at home. I have nothing. You know what I'm doing for St. Patrick's Day?
Not a
goddamn thing. Maybe I'll have a beer later. I don't know. Maybe.
There's beer in my corned beef and cabbage. Foster's. Australian for beer. This is why we're friends, folks. Yes. This is why we're friends.
So I saw Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Last week. What? Okay. It was amazing. First of all, I think Brie Larson is gorgeous. She's beautiful, and she's super badass.
Badass bitch.
Yes, she's like Wonder Woman badass.
Okay.
I love Wonder Woman. I love Gal Gadot.
Wonder Woman. Sorry.
Although her name bothers me because it sounds like it kind of sounds like a sex act. If you say it really fast, it sounds like a sex act.
Are we going to go here? I don't think we should go
here.
We're not. We don't have enough time to go here.
But I'm just saying it does. If you say your name fast, it does. Say what's that sound like?
I'm not saying what it sounds like.
I'm just saying it does.
You're the worst.
She's great though. She's super like into charities and stuff like that, which is cool. Oh, and then hold on, we have to. I made a point to mention this. Okay. I received sad news 2 weeks ago when I found out that Arrow is ending after a half a season of season 8. So there's that tragic news that comes from the Arrowverse.
I'm very sorry. I know how much you love Arrow.
Don't say anything disparaging because
I'm not going to say anything disparaging.
Because you know what Sal said when I told him?
I can only imagine what Sal said.
Sal goes, "Good, sucks." I was like, "You shut your fucking mouth." And he was like, he got like nervous because it was so instinctual and it was like instant like reaction. He was like,
"I'll fuck you up."
He was like, there was genuine anger in your voice.
Yes,
just now.
There was genuine I will fuck you up in your voice.
I sent a tweet, a message to Stephen Amell, who plays Oliver Queen on Arrow.
I know, I saw.
And it was a very heartfelt message. Listen, the man got a young daughter, and it takes a lot to do a show like that. And I get it. He wants to spend time with his kid, and he's riding the coattails of Arrow. And how much longer can it really go on? And I accept that, but I don't want it to end.
So can we, just before we end?
Yes.
I just have to say that in 4 weeks, winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming to Winterfell.
Winter is coming to Winterfell. Jon Snow could possibly
King of the North. Oh
The
my
King
god.
of the North.
I am so
I got
fucking excited.
I got chills.
We've been waiting 2 motherfucking years.
That's ridiculous. Has it really been 2 years?
It's been 2 fucking years.
That's insane. I watched the finale at Anthony's house. It was ridiculous.
I listen to me right fucking now.
Okay, easy.
The series finale
Yes.
will be watched together.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes. The King of the North.
We have to. I mean, and I'm super sad because it's only going to be 6 episodes, but apparently they're going to be longer episodes. So.
There's like 3 or 4 episodes that are going to be like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I guess I can't complain.
And they're all going to be over an hour.
True.
So.
I'm very excited. I don't care. It's ending. I'm excited. I hope they tie up everything nicely.
I don't know that they will, but I have theories. I have some theories.
We shall see.
So I'm excited for it. Yeah, and there's been some more talk of the Sopranos prequel.
Yes, Michael Gandolfini is going to be playing Tony Soprano, a young Tony Soprano.
A young Tony Soprano.
Even though they're not calling it The Sopranos, they're calling it Newark.
Now it's Newark. It went from The Many Saints of Newark, which I kind of thought was a little like
too long.
A
It was
little too
long-winded.
long. Yeah.
Newark is okay.
Like, how do you advertise? The Many Saints of Newark coming to theaters near you. It's like you lose it.
Are we gonna actually go spend money to see this?
Fuck yes, we are.
All right.
First of all, John Bernthal's going to be in it.
Okay, I accept that.
Shane from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I love him. He's awesome, and he's badass. I think he should play a young Paulie.
Maybe he will.
I could see him playing a young Paulie. They already have the guy that's playing Dickie Moltisanti.
Christopher's father.
Yeah. They really. I think he's the only character that they have confirmed for that. And Vera Flaminga.
Okay.
Bates Motel. Did you?
Oh yeah.
She's gonna be in it. I could maybe see her playing like a young Carmela, but I mean, they're kind of.
She's not that young.
I know. That's why it's a little weird. But
maybe a young. What was her name? What was Tony's mom's name?
Livia.
Yeah, maybe a young Livia.
Oh yeah, man. Okay, yeah, she's got the crazy mom thing down.
She does.
So I literally have 2 episodes left of The Sopranos that I'm waiting for Sal to watch, which has been like for 4 fucking days. Get your shit together, Sal. Get over here. I gotta go back to Game of Thrones. I have a month, less than a month now.
4 weeks
to go through 5 more seasons. So in the first episode of The Sopranos, Tony makes a reference to Gary Cooper, right? Whatever happened to Gary Cooper? You know, the strong, silent type. That was an American, right? That's what he would say, right? He says that in every fucking season, and I caught it every season. I'm like, there it is again. Then he said it again, and then he was talking to Silvio and Patsy in the car after the incident with the Native Americans in the later season,
right?
And he's going, whatever happened to the strong, silent type like Gary Cooper, you know? And Silvio goes, Gary Cooper, I think he died, right? And he was like Tony was like, you're missing the point. And then they were mentioning something about Vito or whatever in reference to Gary Cooper, and Christopher goes, Gary Cooper was gay? And he's like, no. He's like, are you listening to me? I love it. I love television. I really do.
I know. We'll have to do another podcast about TV shows, because I don't think we touched on a lot of stuff.
I think once we move in, we should do, like, we can have other shows, like, geared towards...
We absolutely could.
Separate things, you know?
We could.
The editing process of doing a podcast doesn't take that long. It's really... So if we're recording for an hour and 4 minutes, which is where we're at now, then... You know, to go back and edit, it's really only another maybe hour and 15 minutes because you're editing out whatever you need to edit out or whatnot. But I think the way that we record, we don't really have to do much editing.
No. Well, that's an interesting, here, I'm going to throw it out there. If you guys anyone who's listening has any suggestions of shows or even other podcasts that we can start doing just geared towards certain things like music or movies or whatever, drop us an email, realfriendsrealtalk@gmail.com.
Correct.
Let us know.
And so we're gonna run through our list of socials again. Let's see if we can get this right this time.
We are on Twitter at Real Talk. No, Friend Talk Pod. Friend Talk Pod.
friend. and that, folks, is what we call a fail.
Okay, so we're on Instagram at Real Friends Real Talk.
Correct.
And we are also on Facebook at Real Friends Real Talk.
And we are on Twitter at Friends Talk Pod. And that is...
We can also be listened to or we're available for download. Spotify, Apple, iTunes, sorry.
Apple and iTunes, yep. Tim Apple.
Blueberry. Podbean. Google. And of course you can listen to us on all of our other shows, on all of those, and right here on YouTube.
And right here on YouTube. Maybe... Eventually, we will we'll add some camera work into this. We gotta. I think we're getting a little more comfortable here.
Yeah, I think so.
So we can possibly configure that in the works. But I think we should end that on a high note here.
On a high note, it's been great. Thanks for listening. We're excited to be back.
Winter is coming.
Hashtag fuck cancer.
Hashtag fuck cancer.
Peace. Technical difficulties.
IR fail.